Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast. I gotta show you this, okay? How do you know you're on a farm tour, crop tour? Look at that, someone has pizza here. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, just thought I would show you guys what everybody's doing here. It's first thing this morning. Okay, so they call those things stadiums for corn. Yeah. And it looks like they're building an elevator there too. Correct. So lots going on in South Dakota. Okay, so we're on our way to our first stop. It's about 10 miles here in South Dakota. And our team leader is from Iowa, and also there's a lady here from Brazil. So there's the three of us, and I just wanted to show you guys a bit of the scenery here. The crops look amazing. We're coming up here in just a bit to a cornfield on the right.
It's not a windshield tour.
It's not a windshield tour. Just again.
Be in the crop.
Yeah, we're just driving to our first stop. So there you go. There's the cornfield on the right here. Miles and miles and miles of corn and soybeans. So just thought I would give you guys an idea. We're just getting started to drive into our first one here. Okay, it's 7 a.m. and look where I am. Oh my God, I'm in South Dakota and I'm excited about the corn crop. Do you think my heart is going to be able to handle like Nebraska and Iowa? Look at this corn crop, you guys. Come on. Awesome. Okay, so we're in the first corn crop here, and just was learning about dew. There's so much dew. Even when it's really hot, there's lots of dew. It's like just soaking wet in here. There's a little bit of rust you can see. Not much. This corn crop is beautiful, and we were just talking about where to put the cobs, and he was saying he puts them in his bib, and I just said, oh, we could just put the cobs in our bras. He's like, oh God. So yeah, it's really awesome being in these crops this early in the morning. They're just beautiful. Just had to show you guys these beautiful corn crops in South Dakota. Way over my head. Look at that, eh? Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast. Okay, so we just did our first corn count in South Dakota, District 9, Lincoln County. Total ear count 103. Average grain inches 7.25, 16 rows, 30 row spacing, 199.13 rough yield. We gave the plant health a 2 because there was a little bit of rust and
Gray leaf spot.
Gray leaf spot, not rust. Both. Okay, and there's the corn, and this is the route that we're on in South Dakota. We're making a couple stops in South Dakota before we move to the next state. So just thought I would share all that with you guys. Beautiful crop. Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast. We just did a soybean count here, 863.5 in a 36
inch square.
36-inch square.
So 3 foot by 3 foot is our standard area, and in that standard area that we will talk about today and throughout the crop tour is 3 by 3 feet square area, and the total pod count in that 3 by 3 area would be 863, which is a little below average on for this district in South Dakota.
Okay, so Kenny was just saying on my Snapchat about how he didn't like having wet pants in the morning. So what do you think of my pants? Do they look very wet yet? Oh, just wait, we're gonna have a comparison. Yeah, your pants are kind of wet too. You win. She's got the least wet pants. Okay, you guys, look at this Western bean cutworm. Look at him go. I'm not even interrupting him. Isn't that incredible? I'm just absolutely amazed by this worm in this corn cob. When you think about it, he's completely protected by the husk. So yeah, I just thought I would do this Snapchat and let you all know I am learning a lot. This is something I did not know anything about, and I learned this today thanks to Roger. Okay, you guys, look, okay? Look at all the flags. Are we in Iowa or where are we?
We're in northeast Nebraska.
Okay, no, we're in northeast Nebraska. And look at all the flags, you guys. Oh, that's so awesome. Look at that. Every telephone pole has got a flag on it.
There may be a family that has a member that serves.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I did this corn here with Roger, and we're just gonna count it here. Here's the 3 cobs. And a funny story, walking in that corn, I tripped and fell, and I told Roger that I've tripped and fell before many times in the corn, but usually I'm wearing flip-flops. Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast. Just watching the train go by. Look at this awesome soybean crop. Isn't it a nice crop of soybeans? Nebraska! We're in Nebraska! Okay, so I just really wanted to show you all this. I'm absolutely just speechless. It's so beautiful. Look at the rolling hills. This is Nebraska. And the soybeans and the corn. Isn't it amazing? Like, truthfully, like, this is absolutely God's country, huh? I just had to snap this and show you all. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys. First thing got to do is put the stick down and measure these plants. So I'm in the soybeans right now. And isn't it awesome? I have to tell you, I'm really starting to develop a love for soybeans. I never thought it would happen, but perhaps I'm cheating on corn with soybeans. So here's a quick question for everybody on my corn snap. How can you tell if that's tip back or if it's caused by an insect or something? Would love to hear your knowledge. I got a challenge for all you guys on my Snapchat. Can you guess how many pods are on this Nebraska soybean plant? Good luck. Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast.
Those that are left there do not have tassels on them, so it's been detasseled. Okay, probably mechanically with a machine. The rows that are missing there now, that was what was called the male corn. That male corn pollinated the ears on the forerows, which are female corn. So the ears that are made on those female plants now, those are the ones that are harvested and make seed corn.
Okay, so gonna show you guys something that's a little depressing. Oh, we walked in our 30 paces, 30 rows or whatever. And yeah, so you see back there, it's way more green, right? But this is drier here, right? But we still, to stay, you know, not like to not, we stick to, I'm trying to think of the right words. We stick to the same process with every crop. And because this is the row that was with our numbers, this is the one we had to use to pick plants and pick cobs, right? But if you look, we could have gone over there, what, about 5-6 rows, and it's beautiful and green, but for some reason it's super dry right here, right? But anyways, I wanted to snap that and show you guys that we're sticking to the same process each place that we take samples from. Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this corn plant. Look at this corn plant. Okay, like seriously. This is the most mutant corn plant ever. I know you guys watching my snap are probably like, okay, does this girl ever see corn or what? But like seriously, it's like the coolest corn plant ever. I know it's got no value, but I just wanted to snap that and show it to you guys. Okay, here's something new that I just learned. The on the bottom, that is more shallow kernels, and on the top, that's a deeper kernel. So how does that affect yield or the corn quality, do you think? You guys can answer me. Okay, people, look at this corn crop. There's something about a really, really nice corn crop that just, right? I can't think of the word, but it's just so beautiful to walk in a corn crop that's so healthy. And it has some disease, but such minimal disease. And it's just, it's so beautiful. I'm just trying to just take every moment that I have today and just be so grateful to be here on this crop tour, because I'm learning so much and I'm just loving the crop so much. Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just gonna make a Snapchat to start off our first day. So everybody's having breakfast.
I'm report, and I'm going to be covering and reporting on the western leg of the tour here for the next few days. First of all, we want to thank our pleasant sponsors, and we'll wait until all of the sponsors.
Okay, so we're gonna have breakfast here. Just
so excited to kick off another great year of the Pro Farmer Crop Tour. Right now, scouts from the eastern leg of the tour are gathering in Noblesville, Indiana, and in the west in Grand Island, Nebraska, grabbing some grub, talking about what they saw on day one of the tour. Now, like you,
Japanese beetle infestations north or any place like that?
I didn't see Japanese beetle today at all. At all. Did anybody? Has anybody got the problem? There's a hand. There's a hand. There's a few hands out.
Looks like everybody's already put a huge crop into their mindset at this point. And I've been across the Corn Belt myself. Looks very similar all the way across. You got your early corn that looks awesome. You got some corn that was replanted. You got that whole deal. We possibly put a low in early just because we're looking at such a huge crop, and Illinois at 225, 10 or 12 bushels above their previous record. How, big crops get bigger. How do you get bigger than that?
It is a question that I have asked many market analysts here. Is it possible?
Over the past, 3 years, after crop tour, when you guys go out and get in the combine, the chatter on Twitter and on social media was, doggone it, you know what? It's a little bit better than what I thought it was going to be. A little bit better. I think we're set up this year for the opposite, where we're going to get out in the field and it might be just a little bit worse than what you're expecting. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I think you're exactly right. The expectations are so high on this crop, and everybody's been talking it for so long. You got to go all the way back to February and March when temperatures were warm, and boy, here we go. We're going to have an early spring. Everything's going to be perfect. Well, guess what? It wasn't perfect, was it? We had some big time struggles getting that crop planted.
Remember, I just said Nebraska USD is picking corn yield at 194 record. So the show of hands of how many of you think you are raising one of the top 3 corn crops you've ever raised?
Top 3 you've ever raised. Top 3 yields.
This is not my question. This is a farmer question. I don't see many hands.
You liars!
How about soybeans? And I know soybeans are always tough this time of year.
Soybeans, top 3 bean crop you've had, bean yields you've ever had. There's some hands over there. Not many over there. They're not going to admit to
But
it.
again,
If they had it.
It's always tough in August because, like we said, we're not doing objective field surveys yet. USDA isn't. So
about your Ohio turn, there was a lot of over 200 bushel yields. But you had one dog at like 128 or 138. To me, that skewed everything, and that's not an accurate picture. How do you explain
How is that not an accurate picture?
Well, if you only got one sample at 128 and all the rest, how many did you do in Ohio? I don't know.
115 samples out of Ohio.
Okay, if you average all that, that's.
Yeah, yeah, and you know we do.
It didn't sound like that on the radio. You know, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Now, yeah, when Brian's talking on the radio like
Yeah.
he is, he's talking about one route,
Yeah.
the route that he's on.
Yeah.
And that's, you're right. It's hard to get people to. It's a great question. It's a great question, but we pulled 118 samples. We pulled 77 out of South Dakota, and I'm not sure how many we pulled out of Nebraska today, but we'll get that all figured out tomorrow. Hail damage.
Oh man, that's a pretty big number. Oh,
Oh my
that's a
goodness.
very large percentage.
Good question.